Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about subnetting and supernetting. So, first of all, we clear it. What is the use of subnetting? So, uh, in the big organization or in universities, there are so many hosts are connected with a same network, with a single network, and as the work growth and as the requirement grows, the number of hosts are automatically growth. So we have to take care for all the hosts with the same centralized security, and that's why that is more difficult to manage the a big network. If we divide a whole network into multiple parts, then that is quite easy to make monitoring as well as security purpose. So that is the main concept, main goal of subnetting. Say for example, if we select here, if we have one big organization and there are so many departments are working in this department. Suppose we are talking about our institute academic, that is Dr. Subhash Technical Campus, and we have multiple departments. If a centralized repository or if a centralized authority will take care for all the department concerned with this particular technique academy, then that is quite easy. So network administrator have to make lots of efforts to handle all the department network. If we divide this particular network in multiple segment, then suppose we are dividing this particular academy in four different segment, like first one, that is exam related segment, another one that is placement related segment, another one and that is co-curriculum extra activities, related segment, or fourth one we can say, and that is admin. Now we hand over the responsibility of each individual department network to a particular person. Then a person can easily take care for this particular segment. That is a main goal to divide a big network into small. So what is subnetting? That is dividing the big network into small. Now here, in our example, there are so many classes available with network IP addresses that we discussed in previous lecture. Class A to E, class A, class B, class C, class C, class D, and class E. D and E are not using in regular pattern. We are using class A, B, and C, and class C have a limited number of hosts. So that we are considering this in our example. Suppose we are using class C address, class C. So we know that total number of addresses available in class C, and these total addresses available in class C is 2 raised to 24 addresses. That is great, more than crore addresses possible, alternate available addresses are available for class C. If we are sorry, it is in class A, and in class C, total 256 addresses available for host. So that we are using a limited number of users, limited number of hosts, and that is quite easy in our example. So that is a basic goal of subnetting, right? Now move forward. A subnet A subnet is a segment piece of large network. More specifically, subnets are a logical partition of an IP network into multiple smaller network segments. Now here, if we are using direct network, and that is provided by service provider BSNL or GTPL or any service provider, then that is quite difficult to get the permissions and authority we have to concerns, so that if we are internally making arrangements, so that that is internal arrangement of our network, internal arrangement of subnetting, that is more advantageable. The IP is the method for sending data from one computer to another computer on the internet. Each computer host on the network has at least one IP address, and that is unique ID. In our example, suppose this is the DSTC, Dr. Subhash Technical Campus. Here, that is our main network, and we have one IP address like 200.10.20.0, right? This is our main IP address, and outside the network, that means from the global network, everybody will know, everybody can understand our institute or our this domain with this particular IP address 200.10.20.0. 200 we are getting from class C, that can be identified from the range of class, different class network. Okay, so a complete a whole domain, that is a 200.10.20.0. Now organizations will use subnet to subdivide large network into smaller. Now we are getting some difficulty to manage this particular network. That's why we have to divide into number of parts. That's why we have to divide into number of parts. One goal of subnet is to split a large network into grouping of smaller, introduce interconnected network to help minimize traffic. Got it? This way, traffic does not have to flow through unnecessary route, increasing network speeds. An IP address is divided into two fields that we already know, that is network ID and host ID. What separates the network prefix and the IP host ID depends on the whether address is class A, B, and C. Right? So that is the concept of subnet. If you want to use this particular IP address, then IP address have 32-bit of range. Okay, there are four different octets in IPv4 range, IP address range. That is total number of IP address. Total range of IP address is 32-bit. Four exact. Four different part with 8 bits is equal to total 32 bits. First, if we are discussing about class C, then first three uh, segments, first three segments are network ID, and last one, last octet, that is a host ID. So we have to make some changes into host ID, right? We have a common host, and that is the DSTC. Now we want to divide this complete network into two subnet, two segment. Then our last octet represents the host ID, and that's why we are dividing this host ID into two equal parts. Uh, Classful addressing is sufficient. Class A and B may be vast number of IP addresses because it provides covers billions of IP addresses in class A and B. And suppose we are using thousands of IP addresses, then remaining IP addresses are vast. So to overcome this problem, we have another solution, and that is a subnetting. So to divide a network into two parts, you need to choose one bit for each subnet from the host IP ID part. So maintenance is easier and security we can provide more. So class C, in class C, okay, we directly jump to our image. Now we are using one example to how to divide this particular network into two different parts. So our original IP address is 200.10.20.0. This is IP address of whole network. Now we are dividing this IP address into two different subnet. So how is it possible? Okay. Suppose I have this kind of network. Okay, there are so many computers are connected in this particular network. We are using to allocate IP address of this particular network with class C. So class C have total 256 IP addresses. So this may be range. This particular IP address, this computer have IP address number of 1, this may be 2, and up to this may be 256, 256 total number of computers we can connect. Now we want to increase, or we want to divide this network into two logical part. What I am using, two logical part. So this is a, and we can say that this is we want to say this is S1 and this is S2, subnet 1 and subnet 2. Got it? What is our IP address? And that is 200.10.20.0. Now listen carefully. What we are saying, 200.10.20.0. Now here there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Total 8 bits are available with this particular IP address. Got it? Because each every IP address have 4 part, first, second, third, and four part. Each part carrying 8 bits. Each part carrying 8 bits. Okay, so we are dividing this IP address into two parts. Now clearly, carefully, listen here. How can I? So first three parts. Here first, this is the first three octets are reserved for this. These three octets are network ID, right? And remaining is host ID. So whatever we are making changes in this particular range only. We do not have to change this range, this network ID. We have to make this as it is. Got it? So whatever the value, whatever the value we are placing here is either 0 or 1. We are using bits, that is either 0 or 1. And what I am using here, 0. I have fixed this bit most recent bit, most recent bit that I have set as a 0. Remaining bits you can use anything. Remaining bits you can use anything. Now same here in subnet 2. What is our IP address? That is 200.10.20 dot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Sorry, 200.10.20.8. We have to make this as okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 8. And we are placing here 1 at the first bit. We have set this as a 1, so this is 0 and this is 1. We have these 7 bits remaining over here as well as over here, so we can say that 0 0 0 0 0 2 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 0 1 up to this network can be identified up to 200.10.20. 7 first is 0 and 7 times 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This means that is the last IP address of subnet 1 as 1. Here we can place all the zeros. Okay, and here all first one is 0 and remaining are 1. So this is the first address that we are using, that is 20.10.20.200.10.20.0. This is our first address, and we can say that this is the address we are using for identify this particular subnet 1. That is the network ID. That is the network ID. And last one, you can also observe that this is a 0. If you are converting this into hexadecimal and binary number system to decimal system, it is equivalent to 0. And if you are changing this number into decimal number system, it will give me 127. So last IP address of this particular network is 200.10.20.127. This is the IP address of our subnet. Where is the arrow? This is the last IP address of subnet 1 S1. So we have divided a complete range of this IP address. This may be from 0 to 256 up to 0 to 127. Got it? Once again, we have one IP address, we have one domain, and that is 200.10.20.0. What we are doing, subnetting our complete network into two different parts, right? So we are using as an example, there is class C for allocating the IP addresses. Now 200.10.20.0 to 127, this is the IP addresses of class network S1. Same way for the network S2, right? For the network subnet as 2. We can say 200.10.20. Now what is our first IP, what we have set here, that is 1. That is the first IP address of this network, right? And remaining bits we are set with 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7 with 0. So 1, and after trailing 60, it gives me 128. 128. So my first IP address of this network, that is 200.10.20.128. This is my first IP address, and we are using the first IP address as a network address. Yes, good. हाँ. Se devono chiaro. Adesso putem vedere anche questo nuovo, che si sta vedendo. Ok, guarda, poi mi ha sentito. That is the first IP address of subnet 2. Now we have to change this remaining bits with here 0 to 1, 0 to 1, 0 to 1, 0 to 1, and for the last IP address we may proceed up to here to 1 1 1 1 1 and 1, that is equal to 256. So this is what I want to convey is that we logically divide this particular network in two different parts. That is, we have total 256 IP addresses. I have divided in two parts, that is 0 to 127 and 128 to 256. This is the last IP address of subnet 2 as 2. Okay, this is a subnetting. How we are using, how we can divide a particular network into two different parts. And my IP address will be 200.10.20.256. As obvious, we are removing both the IP addresses from the initial as well as the last. That is up to up to 0, that is the first IP address, first one, and it represents our network, and last one we are using for the broadcast. So total IP addresses here 128 minus 2, that is 126. Again here we can use 126 IP addresses because we are dividing a whole network into two sub parts. Okay, that is up to for net subnetting. Okay, I hope you enjoy and understand how to make a network into two different